Good morning to everybody. Welcome. Hope everyone's doing fine this week, wherever you are. I thought let's just do a touch base on our BTC and see where we are in the market in comparison to our target, which we mentioned last week was 7,500. Looks like we're heading to that direction still, but let's analyze it a little further so we know exactly what to do when we get to that point of 7,500. If I could just share my screen with you. Yes, sec. And there we go. Okay. So I haven't changed the settings on the chart. It's exactly the same as our last session. So just a couple of things. Let's analyze our support levels and let's see what's happening with regard to where we're going. So we did mention last week that once we had broken the 6.9, we were very likely to find the roof of this downtrend line, which was 7,500. We're not far away from that level right now. A couple of days ago, we closed at just under at 7,430 roughly. And we seem to have found a little bit of resistance there and come back down. However, what's quite interesting and what's nice to see is that we're still remaining above the 7.2 level. Yesterday, we closed in at around 7.2. And our resistance at this point became our support, and as you can see, it's been happening throughout. One thing that I haven't noticed in this retracement in comparison to the others is that it's a very nice steady sort of growth along the way, rather than these parabolic candles that we see that happen within a 5-6 day period. This for me shows a little bit more confidence coming back into the market. Perhaps a lot of these investors that are coming in here believe that we have bottomed out previously at this point here. So, we may have reached the bottom. For me, I don't think so, to be quite honest with you. However, it is very possible, but we will only know that once we confirm three things. The first thing is if we break through this downtrend line over here through the 7.5, that's our first sort of key indicator to let us know that we are indeed perhaps turning around. It's not a confirmation of a market reversal. Our first real test for a market reversal will be this level here, which is the 8.5, which is our previous high. If we can break through that, we will see a sort of turning point. And our second target then would be the 10,000 level up here, and lastly around 12,000. So we need to literally get through this downtrend. We need to get through the 8.5. And so we'll only know if we're in a market reversal once we cross these barriers. Now, at this point, we are very, very likely to see resistance for reasons that I previously stated, which is our downtrend line, our Fibonacci 7.5, over and above the fact that we are reaching the point where we are going to get to the oversold zone, which would be around the 7.5. The key support area to look for here to know whether we are going to actually come back down would be our support zone at around 7.3. As you can see, as we've been going up, we've been finding resistance from our previous highs. So in essence, here we were trading between 5.8 and 6.3. Then 6.3 became the support, and so as you can see over here, we were trading between 6.3 and 6.9. So once we had broken 6.9, the 6.9 became support, and so on and so forth. At this point now, our next support, or our current support, is sitting at around 7.2, which is why we closed just above that level yesterday. And so once we get to that 7.5, our support zone we're looking at is around 7.3. If we break the 7.3, we are very, very likely to come back down. That will be our first test for the continuation of our trend after this bear retracement. So 7.5, then we're looking for support at 7.3. If we break that, our first indicator is that we are coming down if we break through the 7.3, and then our second suggestion would be the 7.2, and that for me would be a pretty good confidence indicator, or sorry, confident indicator, letting us know that we are indeed coming back down. So let's just change up the time frames to see what we're looking at on the hourly. Let's see how we look. So, right. So let's just open up our fib, and let's plot our fib from our last low to the most recent high. And we can see very, very nicely that on this retracement, within the retracement, we're seeing that our support is indeed at 7.2, which is our 38.2%, and the 23.6% will ultimately become our next, which was 7.3, as I mentioned. So those two are sitting on par. In terms of our RSI at the bottom over here, we haven't reached the 60 mark yet, but according to our daily, we still have quite a bit of room to go. In terms of our DMI, Directional Market Index, you can see that the bulls are still very much in control of the market. And so far, so good. It does look like we are heading towards the 7,500 mark still. So if I could make any suggestions, and this is not investment advice or trading advice, but if I could give any suggestions to you, I would simply say that look at 7.5 as your selling point. Whether we break through or not will not be tested at this point. We are very likely to come back down. If we come through the $7,300 level or break through the $7,300 level, then I would say that you have indeed sold at the right point, taken your profits, and looking to buy back at a lower level so you can accumulate more Bitcoin. So look at selling around 7.5. If the market does tend to continue and break out, you obviously don't want to miss that, but very, very likely to test the support at 7.3 first. So if we hit the 7.5, find support at 7.3 and bounce back up and break through this trend line, I would say that you should probably look at getting back in at this level over here so you can catch the next gravy trade back up to around the $8,000 mark. And that's about it. So if you haven't already, please like the page, subscribe, have a look at YouTube as well. We have Crypto Nomads on YouTube as well. And also please just check out the Portfolio Crypto Consultancy page and give it a like and a share. Share this video if you can, and let's help develop our Crypto Nomad network. Other than that, I'll touch base with you guys on Friday, and hope you have all a fantastic week. Ciao.